Fabulous. Good morning, everybody, here on Facebook and on Instagram. There's some other people join us, like Fariba. Good morning, Fariba.
Good morning, Fariba.
And we are live on Facebook via Zoom, and I'm filming with my phone the live stream on my computer for my Instagram followers. So this is the Archers. This is episode 20, I believe,
20.
On this year. So we have done this
Wow.
year for 22 weeks, which is something. But you want to do some housekeeping, John, and some introduction about Archer?
You bet. Welcome again, everybody. As we are actually broadcasting on Zoom so that we can both be in two places and have two cameras. But that means that we are broadcasting on Facebook Live and now on Instagram Live. And because of the way Zoom is, there's a delay. So there's a bit of a delay between what we say and what we see coming through. So don't think we're ignoring you. Please realize there is that delay. But delighted that you're here today. We are, our chat is our way of kind of sharing what we do with our art product, with our actual artwork. We do a lot of social media, promoting our art business and what it's like to be an artist for us. But this is specifically about sharing our artwork. And so we will have some things to share. The important thing is that everything that we have here today is for sale. And the time to buy a piece of art is when you fall in love with it. So if you do fall in love with a piece, that's not a problem. We can get it to you wherever you are in the world. So love that you're here with us, and we're got a lot to share with you today. And I have to apologize. We are in the process of moving to another studio in the same building, and my studio is an absolute disaster behind me. So I
can't see anything.
Oh, good.
You managed to cover the ugly part.
I know. I tried.
Yeah. Listen, let me switch to the presentation so we keep everybody on track. So guys, the first two pieces of artwork we want to talk about and show to you, it's mine, Fanning on Dusk. It's a photograph, and yours, it's a acrylic on canvas. It's a triptych, actually.
Yes.
Orion's Belt. So I'll start with mine first, which it's from the series, it's Fanning on Dusk, and it's a photograph taken here in downtown Houston, like the name said, on Fanning Street, on a dusk moment. And I started this series early on, and it came from that idea of the immigrant perspective. When you are going in a new place and you think you are connected with everybody, but you are connected with no one, and you're running, everything is beautiful and new, but at the end of the day you cannot touch anything, you cannot become friends with anybody. It's just a very hard process. So I took that idea and I said, how would I put this in an artistic series, in a photographic series? So it came up with this. I came up with this idea of photographing with long exposure when I'm basically painting with the camera while I'm taking the picture, and I think the results are fabulous. And I fall in love with these pictures, so I continue the series. So those pictures are actually newer than the initial ones. Everything is available, ready to look at on my website under the In Motion page. And every time I feel like I need to create something new, I'm going downtown and I'm playing with the camera, basically. Now, beside of this history of the picture and the series, I chose this one and as well the second one, part of the show, because they will be displayed in the new exhibition here at Silver City Studios in Houston. And I thought that I need to refresh everybody's mind that those pieces are indeed for sale. And they are on view. Particularly, these ones are 36 by 36 prints on canvas, and both are framed in a very modern black metal frame with a little bit of silver edge around. So this is my piece for today. One of the pieces, actually.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit more about it. I just love this series. The colors are amazing to me. I mean, you've got those downtown images, and you always think of downtown as being kind of gray and dark. And I guess it is a little dark, but the colors are really stunning. You really, like you say, when you say you're creating a painting with your camera, the intentional blurring of it is very effective. I mean, it's obviously a kind of an architectural, urban kind of setting, but I'm seeing a tree there as well. It could be Houston, it could be anywhere, but it's got that it takes away that hard urban edge that I think a lot of, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but it softens it.
A lot of people that come in my studio, because I had this here for about a month now, printed on the wall, getting ready for this exhibition. And there were a lot of people coming in and very interested. And in fact, there was a couple, which is moving in a new home, and they just fall in love with those pieces. But they were not sure about the sizes, and hopefully they will come back on the next Open Saturday and take a second look at them.
So are these editioned in the same way as the some?
Yes. It doesn't matter. Those are 20, I believe, in edition, and it doesn't matter the size or the medium you print on. The number will remain the same. Will count down from there. So
not everybody does that, and I think that's something.
Yeah, I mean it's everybody's choice to print, to make prints, in different sizes and different numbers. To me, right now, I don't issue various edition by size with different numbers. This is what it is, and then I'll have to go back to work.
Yeah, so you'll do 20 of these, and then there's no more of them. So
right.
That makes them more collectible and more valuable. I think they're stunning, and like you say, when they're together with other pieces in the series, I mean, it's really breathtaking. Because I was working with the curator yesterday, and here at Silver Street when we're hanging the new show, and they really look great out in that in the display.
I wish I had them around to hold them for you, but I don't have them here. They are
people can come to the show.
I'm hearing some banging on the walls, so I think the show is getting setting.
Today is hang day, so there'll be lots of hammering.
You want to move on and talk about Orion's Belt?
Orion's Belt is one of my new pieces. It is actually a triptych. So there are 3 paintings. Each one is 36 inches by 24 inches. So, you add those up. If you put them all together, it's 6 feet of painting. I named it Orion's Belt. And so individually, each picture has a title. So I can sell them individually or together as a unit to get the whole kind of triptych effect. Mm-hmm. So it's my mixed media. It's a lot of my typical symbols. I'm really exploring the layering again, and so there's lots and lots of layers in these things, lots of movement, lots going on. The colors I think are quite nice. I love to work in the kind of olives and the oranges, and the colors are all over the place. But someone said it looked like the Candyland game.
It looks very like.
Was not my intention, but
very playground to me.
Yeah, it's certainly a happy painting, and there's, like I say, I love the movement. I've got my sacred circles. I've got this whole idea of movement with the kind of snaking squares going around. The whole idea.
So let me ask you. can you split them? Can you sell them separately? Would that make sense? Would that make sense to have them separate?
It's fine to have them separate. What somebody asked me that recently and said, can I just buy one? And I said, yeah, but please don't buy the one in the middle. Take one from the ends.
I see that Patricia absolutely loved the bright colors.
Oh, thank you, Patricia. It's very colorful, and it's sizable when you put them all together. And it's in the exhibition here, the new exhibition Progresso that we're just opening this weekend here at Silver Street. So
do you think that adding a frame will destroy the flow?
I don't. I mean, it doesn't need a frame. It's painted on the sides for that reason. I did sign each one of them individually in case they did sell separately. But whether you frame them all together or have them individually framed, I don't think that makes a big difference.
Okay.
I generally think framing abstract works helps a lot because it
does, because it brings your eyes together.
Some rest for your eye, but it doesn't need them, and they look pretty good just butt up against each other. And that's the way they were painted, so they do go together.
Well, that's fabulous. I really do enjoy these. They're very, very playful and very, it actually reminds me more as a playground than Orion. I don't know why. It's something very childlike. I see them in a child room.
Yeah, I can see that. Again, I love the idea of motion, giving that sense that there's a journey involved, and so I think that comes through in this painting as well. Got my kind of signature splatters. I love splatter and paint, making a mess. My sacred circles, my movement, lots of layers. There are hidden things underneath, because I often say this, but I believe if you live in a palace, you can be pretty far away from your art. I live in a much smaller space, and I get pretty close to my pictures as I'm passing by in hallways. So I like to have things you can discover when you're pretty close to the painting, as well as when you're
since we were talking about these two pieces, both you and I, and both of them are in this new exhibition. Let's talk about the Progresso, or the Progress, the exhibition here in Silver Street Studios, where I have how many pieces? 4 pieces
we have
together.
Four pieces each.
And the exhibition will start on May 20th and will stay on all the way to July 19th. And the curator is Armando Rodriguez. And we do have an opening reception. Valentina Atkinson, who is she's not the curator, she's in charge actually.
She's in charge from the exhibition. This is her show.
Want to make sure that we advertise as much as we can that the opening reception will have some Mexican bites. She's taking care of that. So
I see Gretchen is with us, and Gretchen makes the best food.
Yes, Gretchen.
I don't know if I don't put you on the spot here, Gretchen. I don't know if you're cooking for us, but
not only she does a fabulous artwork, but her food is just as great. But anyway, guys, if you stayed with us and follow us during these times, you probably know that last weekend we've been to Dallas to the art fair, where both John and I had a booth, and I think it was an amazing experience. I took my Inheritance, several pictures from Inheritance series, and I had an outstanding positive response for the public. I just could not believe. In terms of sales, I didn't sell that much, but you know what? I had, let's see, for what I counted, there were like at least about 300 people interested in my work. Each one of them, asked questions, and they were interested to know more about the series, to see more about the work, and hopefully, it happens sometime. They will get back to you. We met in Dallas. We would be interested in this piece. And you had quite a bit of success as well.
Yeah, but people would stop from down the hall and point at Bogdan's booth. So he handed out lots and lots of information, and I would be really surprised if you don't hear from some of those folks. I had a really, really lovely day. I didn't sell anything until Sunday, and then it was like, so you just showed there David Salazar, who was, he and his family bought 2 of my Pancamarga pieces, the ones behind him, in fact, for their home. It's very, very exciting to have more collectors in that series. So thank you very much to the Salazar family. And then I also took some prints, and
yes.
I think we brought that up here at the Art Chat a week or 2 ago, and that we had printed these little heads that I make into actual giclée prints, and I sold 2 of those, one to Kenny and one to Diego, and people were more interested in my little heads than they were in my big artwork.
I think, in fact, somebody said,
one woman said, "Why do you have that up? You should put these up." And I thought, thanks, lady. But I'm delighted that they were. So I sold a couple of those. So all in all, we didn't break even on the event, and I think that's true for a lot of artists who were there. But it was a positive experience. I'm glad we went.
And moreover, we met and we make friends with all these artists around us.
Absolutely.
Which delighted to meet Patricia and Sarah, and who was next to me? I can't remember. Hannah, Peter, and so on.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. We had quite the little group. And Colin,
yes.
We found Colin.
We dance.
Colin is from England, and he bought his first pair of cowboy boots. So that was an experience.
Hey, let's move over. Let's move to the VA exhibition that is happening right now in Houston at Sabine Street Studios. And what do I have to say? This is the 38th Juried Open Exhibition curated by Alison DeLean Green, that's working for the Museum of Fine Art in Houston. And she picked up 2 of my photographs that I submitted for this show. And both of them are for a series called Nature Remembered. And it's up now, guys. Ends on June 11. So if you haven't seen this show yet, I think you should go and see it. It's a lovely show.
Reception is coming up, isn't it?
I'm sorry?
Isn't the reception coming up?
The reception is coming up, but I don't remember when exactly.
I just saw an email, so we have to look that up.
Yeah.
It's online.
But I think it's a great show, and if you're in Houston, stop by. Now tell me what's going on with the 100 artworks.
So this is an exhibition that both Bogdan and I are part of. It just took place yesterday with the reception anyway, in Berlin, Germany. And it is something that has been planned for like 3 years, but it kept getting canceled because of COVID. And Germany was quite strict on their kind of regulations for the pandemic. And so they were not able to show. And so finally, Stefan van Quick is the guy who's in charge of a group that we're part of called Artists Stop Being Poor. So finally, he was able to get the 100 works up, and they had to show yesterday. And we've been asking for photos to see how the crowd was and how the event went, but we haven't heard back yet. I'm sure they're exhausted from the show. But it was very, very nice to be included. And, we just had a show in Berlin, babies.
Guys, for those new friends we have, I just want to tell you that we are having a YouTube channel on YouTube, of course, that is called Art Life with John and Bogdan, and this is where we week by week monitor and document our art life. So if you have any interest to learn for our experiences, please do follow us. We really appreciate. A new episode is going to come soon with everything that happened in Dallas, mostly. What else? Let's remind everybody that we have a Facebook account, and that is Bogdan Photo Art. You have one too, John Bishop Fine Art. You guys can follow us on Instagram, of course, and head over to YouTube and follow us in there as well, as we have a lot of things going on.
We have a lot of content. We do a vlog and a podcast and this live show. And so we're now looking at what we can do next.
Let's move over with a big thank you for everyone that is watching us right now, that it has been watch us for a long period of time, that are trusting us, support us, and so on, and collect us. And I think you should give a special thank you to the Salazar family that become officially your collectors.
The newest Pancamarguistas. Yes.
All right.
And they got their pins, their little lapel pins that say Pancamarga. And I think that clinches it. You know.
Okay, so hold on. For those who don't know the history of pins, can you briefly tell us what's going on with that?
Well, yeah, when you become a collector of the Pancamarga series, and that's the series that I'm doing, my legacy series, and I'm going to do 100 paintings, 20 paintings a time, every 5 years for the next 20 years until I'm 80 years old. So I've arranged so that I won't die, and so they are now collectors, and the first installment of that legacy series. And so I've forgotten how many collectors there are, but it's a very private club, very exclusive, and you get a lapel pin that says Pancamarga, which
I love that.
Wow.
Guys, if you are in Houston this weekend, I just want to remind you that this coming Saturday, it's an open studios Saturday at Silver Street Studios, and we will be open from 12 to 5 o'clock. Not only
from some studio. We're not sure where we'll be open, but we'll be open.
Right. So this is what I want to talk about next, that we are actually compressing both of us in one bigger studio, and that is in 314. I'm trying desperately to mark my territory in there before it's too late.
It's going to be hard to share after we've had separate studios.
Yeah, it looks great, and it's a lot of work that has to happen, including putting these mobile walls together and make it pretty. So the idea is to have at the entrance a small kind of gallery, and on the back of this, because it's a long studio, have the working area. So I think it's going to be fine and great.
Oh, I'm delighted. And don't get too excited about the artwork you see there. That's not our art. We used it to stage the curation process yesterday with the new show. So that's art from other people.
Okay, we have a few minutes left, and we want to introduce to you the second part of the show, the second pieces of art. And mine it's called Immobile, and your it's Blue Memories. So Immobile, guys, it's from the same series In Motion, and it has been selected for this show at Silver Street Studios that is called Progress or Progresso, and it's a photography printed on canvas, and this is 36 by 36 inch, and it's coming framed. It's a beautiful, and they work together very nicely. This one
they look great together
with this, yes, with this one. And the curator actually saw that and did not split them, and actually put them together, and it's very complimentary. Sometimes, when you have pieces like that, they don't necessarily put them together, but I really appreciate that he saw in these pieces what I did and how they complement each other, and he grouped them together. I don't have a lot to say when a curator does his work, so I kind of, I don't interfere with anybody, do whatever you consider is best for us. And I was very pleased to see that he kept those pieces together. Let's move to your piece now.
Bloom Memories is a very recent piece that I have done, a mixed media piece. And I was really exploring the layering again. And so there's a lot going on in the layers underneath. So I've used the base is acrylic paint, but there's marker, there's colored pencil, there's house paint, I believe, there's ink, there's a number of different media that were used to create it. But I think
that's why I didn't find the paint the other day.
Yes, everything was in my room. But I really think it's very, very pleasant. I put it in the show, this show, and so it'll be out for, I think it's the first time it'll be out for a show.
Really?
Yeah, I think so, because I had submitted it for the VAA show and it did not get chosen. So the first time, I think this one's been out in front of the public. So yeah, it's been in my studio, but I think the colors are amazing. Again, excuse me, the movement, those hidden bits that you really appreciate when you get up close to the painting, all those things are there. So
is this framed?
It is framed, yes.
It looks very beautiful. And
it's a little bit larger, the 28 by 22. It's a good size.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes 16 by 20s are just a little small. This is a good size.
Well, beautiful. Guys, you have our contact details here on the screen if you want to reach to us for anything you have seen today. Hope what you've seen today was entertaining for you, and it was great to see and to realize how many people I have here on Instagram watching us, and I want to thank you all. And it's just a reminder that if you want to see it on a better screen, actually the show is streamed straight on my Facebook page, which is Bogdan Photo Art. So
and then we upload it.
Regardless, everything works fine.
And then old episodes we upload to the YouTube channel, John Bishop at johnbishopfineart.com. So you can always grab them there too.
Well, thank you all for being here today. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Absolutely. Have a wonderful week and wish us luck moving. And we'll talk to you very soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.